excited to be here. I'm more grateful to be here. And I will dare say that today may be one of my most favorite huddles ever. And I will leave that cliffhanger for all you fine folks as we're going to be having a very special guest, the lady of landscaping, the queen of entrepreneurship, Elle Anderson, hopping on in just a few moments. For everyone out there, like, what's cooking? We're just coming off a magical mastery call for everyone that is in mastery and elite. You know, Joe Hagan, Frank Clark, Craig B, going through some amazing, powerful distinctions. I'm just forever grateful for the energy. A big shout out to our homeboy from Puerto Rico, Andres. I believe it is your birthday, sir. You are stepping into a new, chapter in your life. Congratulations. So a big happy birthday to you. And super grateful. I remember our conversation together when we're like, we're like going to change the Latin culture. And now it's your birthday and we're doing beautiful things. So happy birthday to you, Andres. And for everyone on Why Wednesday, like, let's step in and what's present for you on your heart, what's present for you on your mind as you think about why you do the things you do. And once again, as I mentioned, we're going to be having an amazing speaker coming up in just a few moments. I believe I hear a rustle in the distance. Mr. Callagy, are you here with us? So as we continue, for everyone on your Why Wednesday, what's a why for you? What's a why for you? Is it your kids? Is it your legacy? Is it people? Is it, fun, magic? What is a why that keeps you going when your self-mastery is like, I kind of don't want to do it today. So for everyone, as we shout out for happy birthdays and, once again, congratulations, Andres, let's like drop it in the chat, like a word. It could be one word. It could be life, magic, fun, love, happy, happiness. What is a why that drives you when your self-mastery does not? And we all have them, and they come up differently. We have Frank Clark, his why is his grandkids. Ruth is thankful beyond reach. David Q, helping others. Ed Green, to be a leader and to serve the greater good. Jason Sipple, Andres 29. Patricia, friendships. I love that. It says light years about your heroic, unique identity, Patricia. Richard, liberty to have choices. Tish, love. Jason Sipple, his sons. Mary B, impact. Tiffany Armstrong, belonging. Well, girl, you found that spot. Leland, to be a role model. Marita Lynn in the house, being a service to others. Diana, truth. Liba, let's increase life tenfold, aka 100-fold. Erica, helping people achieve their dreams. Jay Levine, to make a difference. And the Love Doctor, impact. So that is what's happening in the chat. We talk about many different dynamics here. And for the most, in the self-mastery, the first data point is why, ? What's your why? And we haven't stepped into self-mastery conversations in some time. And why is the first data point? It's not like by chance. I'm sure, Sean, as the architect of this beautiful formula, it is not by chance that the first data point in self-mastery is why. Just like one of the first indispensable elements that we lead with in influence mastery is to love everyone unconditionally with boundaries. So, AG, if you don't mind hopping in for a brief moment as Mr. Callagy works his way in, if you can share, your why outside of being a pickleball champion and owning like a puppy sanctuary, and the love that you have for your beautiful mother, who, went through so much to bring you into this world. What's the why for you? And why do you do the things you do? And why do you bring so much energy into every single choice you make?
Had the ability to confront my why before I joined Unblinded. And it is very clear and present throughout the process of building the previous organization. I saw individuals' lives change, homes being purchased, cars being bought, really transformation or freeing of unbelievable potential that people had. And I was able to measure that up against financial freedom, which is what I always thought was my why and what drove me. And when I found this formula and met Sean, and I saw the impact it could have and the breadth of the ability to not just change lives, but to change the lives of people that were going to change the lives of thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions, by making the world a greater place, I knew that that was what my why has become. And I made that choice to walk away from financial freedom to be here to have that impact. So that's it.
Love it. Over to you, Mr. Scotoma.
Hey guys, good morning and happy Why Wednesday. Super appreciative for all of you. Excited to be here and very, very thankful. I want to thank Joseph Orgis, New York Power Team, and Frank Clark, not our Mr. Orange Frank Clark, a different and awesome Frank Clark who might be here this morning, for all they've done for 27 years for that New York Power Team. And yeah, it was a really amazing and powerful night. Ecosystem merger, feeling and vibe in the air. And yes, thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Frank, for all of your kind words. You're incredible. Vivian, thank you for yours. Chinwei, oh my goodness, Chinwei. What can I say? Dropping the H-bomb, by the way, for those that are not present to it. Chinwei is a Harvard-trained attorney. And we call that in the parlance, dropping the H-bomb of Harvard. Awesome. And also just for all that she does in corporate America and beyond, and just awesome. So could not be more thankful. And with that said, we have some very fun things to talk about this morning with another amazing rock star of rock stars, and the one, the only First Lady of Landscaping, on her way to being the First Lady of Entrepreneurship in America, Elle Anderson. Elle, are you out there?
She is here and unmuting. Elle, we see you chatting, but we don't hear you, but you look good doing it. So we just got to get you to unmute. Boom.
Okay.
Hey, Elle, how are you?
I am fantastic. So glad to be here, Sean. Thank you for having me.
Well,
Excited.
So happy to have you here. Couldn't be more elated. Yeah, and we have a fun announcement this morning, Ellen. Before we say what that is, tell me what's on your heart and mind, please.
Well, before you got on, Sean, Fernando said this was going to be his favorite huddle. And I have to say, I think this is going to be my favorite huddle too. I'm very excited. I'm even more grateful that this happened on Why Wednesday, because it's so meaningful to me. So I'm really looking forward to this, and I can't wait.
Yeah, well, thank you for everything, Ellen. We have a couple of super cool things to talk about, but let's go with the first one, that we are honored and privileged to announce Unblinded Partners. Yes, that's where we're going with, Elle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so Unblinded Partners is a partnership between Unblinded and Elle that is going to be designed to accelerate companies. And I'm so thankful for that, Elle. This is something you have an amazing track record in and experience in. And people might go, hey, that's what you guys are doing already. But maybe, Elle, you can speak into this vision and what you're seeing and what's happening here, please.
Yes. This is my dream job. I am so excited. Not that it's really a job, but I do have a great track record of just taking companies, not just my own, but others, and just, I call it lighting them on fire and just having explosive growth. And it's fun for me to do it with my own teams, but it's even more fun when I can help people do that for their own companies. And over 20 years, my brain has just been trained to always see the opportunities and the fastest, quickest way to scale and grow. And so I'm excited to announce this Unblinded Partnerships, where for an equity stake in your company, you get me and Unblinded as partners. And what that includes is, strategy sessions from me, holding you accountable, which for those of you that know me, I'm pretty good at that, making results happen. And in group training with Unblinded. And I really think that we are going to have amazing companies with explosive growth.
No, Extraordinary, Al. And so as you think about this, and if we'll ask if you could have it all your way and everything goes the way you'd envision it and hope to see it, where does this end? Like, what's happening and what's the why involved in all this ultimately?
Well, the why is to see people grow, and from overcoming fears to growing wealth. Uh, I've had people go from not being able to feed their families to doing that, to get homes, to get second homes, and having some very favorable multi-million-dollar exits. That is where I see this going, and in having a massive amount of contribution.
Awesome. Well, love hearing that, El. Adam, thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, she just said it, right? It echoed my sentiment as well, is that the impact that Elle is going to be able to have by this ecosystem merger and us, it's what you said, it's the 1 + 1 = $1 trillion to make the world a better place. That's Elle and Unblinded together. There's no question, there's no doubt. And it's going to be changing lives and buying cars and for individuals who may never had them in second houses. But even as we look deeper and further, think about the impact of the lives when people realize the superpower of the formula and we start really making this incredibly massive difference. So Elle, I cannot be prouder, more excited to be working alongside you. You are unbelievable. You are an inspiration to so many, and I'm so grateful for you to be a part of this with us. Not that you weren't already, but now that you're even a more deeper part.
Yeah. Well, Elle, thank you. And Fernando.
Thank you, Adam, for always sparking, thoughts. And Sean, you said this morning, influencers influencing influencers. Elle was a straight up gangsta assassin before we met her. And she had massive influence in her own right. And through integrity-based human influence, this is yet another example. Yesterday, we showed one. Now we're showing another one. This is what ecosystem merging is all about, because it's not like Elle became Unblinded. She's taking parts of what we've built together and inserting it into her world to accelerate everything she wanted. And the joy in Elle share and how excited she is like, this is what agreement formation is supposed to feel like. And, Adam says this all the time, and there's no one else I enjoy talking about this with. We talk after, every day, is that we know what's on the other side of yes. And when I had a strategy session with Elle, and the yes ended with like, let's go see the Phantom of the Opera, and we're joining Mastery. And it was like, boom, we didn't know each other. Now we were friends. I didn't know that this was what that yes was going to look like, 6 months later. And now I know. And every time I'm talking to someone and they're like, I don't know, what is this all about? It's like, yeah, I know what's on the other side of yes. And it's just the beginning of the beginning. Again, we said that yesterday, and now we have Elle, and now it's a new beginning.
It's just stunned, but not. Like stunned, but not. So two more things. So for everyone, and we'll come back to this point in a moment, Elle has done something else that is a beautiful model for us to replicate and duplicate here at Unblinded. When we talk about organizations, associations, and ecosystem merging. So Elle, would you speak into what's happening with GOBA and how that could be seen as a template and a case study for ecosystem merging with organizations and associations? Elle, please.
Yes, absolutely. GOBA is the Greater Orlando Builders Association. It represents about 40,000 employees in the Greater Orlando area. And we have a wonderful ecosystem merger with them. And we are going to be growing their association. And what we get to do is grow their association and also offer them free sessions in Unblinded. and introduce the entire membership as well as the new members to Unblinded. And I think that, we are going to have explosive growth for GOBA. They're going to be very excited. I want to kind of start this as a case study for what Unblinded can help associations and how they can grow and increase their membership and increase their engagement. So I'm very grateful that the CEO of GOBA, Chastity Vega, has agreed to do this, and she's really excited about it as well as I am, and I think the whole Unblinded team, because I think this is going to be an amazing opportunity for both organizations, and it was very frictionless. So I'm really excited about it.
Can I drop in real quick?
Yeah.
Was Chastity Vega, correct me if I'm wrong, was she on a Real Raw Open?
Yes.
Thank you.
She was.
And so, yes.
It's almost like it was designed for that, Sean.
It's almost like that, Al. It is almost like that, right? So for what happens, again, in the value exchange is GOBA gets support and assistance with membership. They get to offer additional membership benefits to their organization. We at Unblinded get to build relationships with these fine folks. You out there get to meet some of these fine folks as they come to events like October 23, 4, 5, and other things ongoingly. Just getting a little bit of feedback from somewhere. And on top of all of that, as we launch the work we do together in coaching, in training, in scaling, and building, which we are very committed to. We've been describing what that looks like to beginning by November 1st and announcing on the Sunday the 25th what those next steps look like. This gives us ways to begin to work together and a model to replicate. There are more than 10,000 organizations in America that would look and be like GOBA. It's an incredible organization. People gather. They're part of organizations that support that create an ecosystem around the support of their work, learning, acceleration in their business. And that is a phenomenal, if not in many cases perfect, almost perfect, ecosystem partnership for you, for Unblinded, and for what we're doing. And that work is only just beginning. So Elle, that is also a picture, almost picture perfect, like almost perfect. It's always almost perfect example of what this looks like. It's an ideal, it's an avatar of how we can have ecosystem merging. And now we begin to see, Elle, and I'd love you to speak into this. I remember a day, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, people were like, oh, I merged ecosystems, yeah, we're having a conversation. Like, that's not merged ecosystems. This is what ecosystem merged looks like. We'll do this, you'll do that. This is what happens. These are lists, these are names of people, these are presentations that can occur. You're going to be working on building this into part of membership equals this. That's what an ecosystem merge looks like. Elle, do you want to share any of your thoughts on maybe when you would hear, or what you originally may have thought, or when you would hear about ecosystem merging 4 or 5 months ago, and people are like, oh, we're merged ecosystems. We're having a call on Tuesday. Elle.
Yeah, I mean, I think originally I was like, well, what is that? And then once I started to understand, I was like, okay, because I used to have this group of people that basically we just referred each other. And we had the same types of clients. And, I got the group together and we were very good at, referring each other business. But that was just a referral type business. It was not a full ecosystem merger. So now I see the depth of what that means and the impact and how it can be, just so much greater. Like, if that's a 1, this would be 100. I mean, it is much deeper, more meaningful, more impactful, and a lot more business.
Yeah. So, and thank you for that, Al. 2 quick final points. 1, we have October 23, 24, and 25 coming up. For those in Mastery and Elite, Lily is reaching out. Let's get registered up. We've decided on our platform. It's going to allow for tables to gather together of 4. similar to what we're able to do in person. So that will be highly, highly effective for ecosystem merging, for running through the formula, for rising and mastery on those days. Be communicating with your ecosystem partners now. Do not wait till next week. Just get 5 potential ecosystem partners or ones that you have already that you want to deepen with, ready to go that day. We're going to actualize things. And folks came out with so many beautiful words from Long Beach Island. This is Long Beach Island on steroids. Maybe not jumping in the ocean, maybe not MFing and throwing things into the fire and having neighbors take video of it. But what it will be, without a doubt, is the actualization of those things. And then from Elle, final point is Elle, if people want to communicate about this, they'll reach out to you, yes, at your Unblinded email, which is a super fun thing. So can you explain, sort of the parameters of what we're looking for, how this is going to start, and what happens next?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, Chaz, if you have my Unblinded email, that would be great. Obviously, it's going to be L@Unblinded.
Hey, L, real quick, it's L.Anderson. So first name, last name.
Okay. And L is spelled E-L-L-E, if anyone doesn't know. This initial opening for the Unblinded partners, we are taking on only 10 companies so that I have time to strategize and onboard all of them. And so please reach out to me if you're interested. I'll give you more details. And I'm really excited. I just want to give one quick example. I have a good friend who is the CEO of, and you guys may know her, she's in Mastery, Ray Ratzliff. He runs a company that does meeting minutes in Canada. So her clients are like, organizations, associations, and a lot of government entities. And they do professional minute taking. So in April of this year, her revenues were down 90%. So she does about 100,000 a month. She was down to 10,000 and started to panic. So we talked, we strategized. I told her exactly what to do. And she did exactly what I said. Her revenues now, through COVID, very few meetings going on in person. Her revenues are up 200%, $200,000 a month.
Wow.
So, I mean, I know that, that's just the way my mind works, how to optimize, how to strategize, how to really light companies on fire. I just shared with Sean, I had a $100 million idea for Disney, which trying to get Disney on board with it. And, that's just, it doesn't matter if it's a small company, even if it's a startup, certainly talk to me and see if you're interested in applying. And for existing companies, it's very, very easy for me to see additional revenue sources, ways to grow and strategize. And I have one more quick one, Sean, which I don't think you know. Your personal driver, John,
Yes,
has a sanitizing company where he's spraying churches and office buildings to cleanse them of coronavirus and mold and all kinds of things. And so we were talking in LBI, and then he called me and we had a quick strategy session. And so he was like, I'm getting one church at a time. And I said, well, why don't you just talk to, whoever the minister's boss is? Because then they're running like 20 or 50 churches. And so you can do the same presentation and get like 20 times the amount of business from that one presentation. That's just a really quick example of just how my mind thinks and how I can really light your business on fire.
That's it. Elle Anderson, ladies and gentlemen. Elle, thank you. I'm grateful. What is present to me is acceleration. And I am clear that whatever we think this is going to be, it's going to be more. So thank you so much, Elle, for everything that you do and for your heart, your impact, your leadership. And this is just the beginning of so many of the things that we're all going to be doing together. So thank you, Elle. I'm immensely grateful. Yes. Why Wednesday? Let's get ready for October 23, 24, 25. I am present to that with massive gratitude. Let's bring on the fine folks that ran the mastery call at Joe Hagan tomorrow. Let's bring on all four of those people, the people from today and tomorrow. Fernando, final.
Final. This is what it looks like. L, thank you. Much gratitude on behalf of the Unblinded movement. So much love. And Sean, you're right. It is stunning, but not, because this is exactly what you said 2 years ago when this was not Unblinded. This is what you said in January. This is what you said in March when the Real Raw didn't exist. And this is what you've been working on for, a quarter century, 25 years. So congratulations to you for believing in magic, for being Willy Wonka meets Peter Pan meets Muhammad Ali meets Malcolm X, et cetera, ending up with Baby Yoda. And you're right on one statement. Anything and everything we think this is going to be, it is going to be so much more. And in that, I have faith in.
Thank you, brother. Adam, Fernando, on behalf of the entire Unblinded team and everything that